as you know, we're getting close to an election in the United States on November 6th, and there'll be people running in this election from all over the United States um, against each other. At that time, when that's over, November 6th, then we'll move to the next election, which is the big one for president, and that'll be in 2020. There'll be some other offices run at that time too, but the main big one will be 2020 president. And as soon as this election's over, November 6th, I think people will start putting their hats in, and men and women, Democrat and Republican. I know Mr. Trump has said that he's already raised $100 million, or has commitments for $100 million for his election, and that election will be in about 2 years. The thing with Trump that keeps coming up is, as you know, a lot of the people that worked for him were arrested, and Mr. Mueller, the special prosecutor, arrested them, charged them, and a lot of them have worked out pleas with Mr. Mueller. But in the plea agreement, they also have talked. Some of them have sat and talked. Some of them have been to Mueller's office 9 times, 8 times, and talk and talk and talk. And I assume a lot of that talk is probably about the president, because he's the one they work for. Now, I'm not saying they're trying to get the president, but I would think Mueller has some pretty big files on the president. And another thing is, as we approach January 1st, the story is a lot of the people that are left in Trump's organization will be eliminated and cut, like Sessions, and then this other guy who's Mueller's boss, that I thought was going to quit a couple of weeks ago, but he didn't, and he'll probably get fired, and then there would be a new person appointed, and then that new person could fire Mueller. And so I would say the first of the year there are going to be a lot of New Year's parties, and a lot of people are going to be getting fired. Naturally, the more people are fired, the next question is, will that eliminate some of these charges or conversations or whatever happened with Trump? I don't know, but if people go to a investigator's office, criminal, and talk for 18 and 20 hours, I assume some of it was about Trump, because like this guy Cohn says, he was his right hand man, and they were together all the time, dealt together all the time, and he said he's turned and now he's against Trump, and he's been talking and talking as hard as he can. And with all this talking, naturally these people got plea agreements with reduced sentences for what they could normally get. And they would type up an agreement, sign it, and the judge would have it. And I mentioned yesterday, some of the voters, it's been going on now for, I think, 17 months. Some of the voters out there, U.S. voters, taxpayers, there's about 140 million of them, they like to know what's in some of these agreements that everybody agreed to. And what's in them is why they got to reduce sentences, and they didn't have to serve long terms in jail. Naturally, if they don't stick to those agreements, the judge can tear them up and go back to the original charges and the original sentences, which could be long. I think Cohen was looking at 26 years to start with. I haven't followed. I don't know how he come out, but I know he didn't do that. And then the next thing is, say some of these charges really are against Trump. What do we do next? Well, as you know, if they bring charges on Trump, he can pardon himself. He has the power to pardon. He's the president. And the next question, if he pardons himself from these charges and he walks away, then can he go ahead and run again in 2024 for, well, he's not running 2024. If he runs 2020, that would be his second term if he could win. And then the question is, could he run there 2020? And the then the other charge that they can come after him would be on this impeachment. The Congress, Senate, and House could bring impeachment charges against Trump. Impeachment charges. Now you say, what are they? Could they ever come up against him in 1860? He was the first one, and I think he was impeached in 3 or 4 months in 1868. Andrew Johnson. Another person they brought him against was Clinton. He was more recent, and they brought the impeachment charges against him, but I think he got out of it. Now, they started impeachment charges against
They started
against Nixon, but Nixon withdrew from the presidency before he got into the impeachment charges. And generally the impeachment charges take about 7 months. 7 months. 6 or 7 months. And if they go after Trump with impeachment, it'll probably go about 6 or 7 months. And I think the proceedings are before the Congress, House, and Senate. And then if they vote impeachment, then naturally he would be removed from office. But anyway, these are the things we're looking at. And all this is going to be happening real quick, starting with this election, November 6th. Thank you. Hold on.